This is a Hydra. It's an automatic SCART switch that can connect up to 5 AV inputs to 1 output, and mine's dead. If you're into retro gaming, then you're probably familiar with SCART as the de facto standard for high-quality AV connections with old consoles in the modern era. And without this, I'd have to swap plugs around in my entertainment center every time I want to play a different system. So let's see if we can fix it. If I plug it in, we can see that it operates normally for a moment, before dying suddenly. This suggests to me that we're probably dealing with some sort of power delivery issue, so we'll focus on that for the moment. Now we can start by checking that the power supply is outputting the right voltage. We should expect to see about 12 volts coming out of this thing. And we get 12 and some change, so that looks right. Now this isn't really meant to be a tutorial, but more a demonstration that you don't need to be an expert to fix what you own. And for some high value items, it might even be worth it to buy some equipment to try to diagnose and fix an issue. There's a lot of stuff to check on this board, so let's see if we can narrow it down with a few educated guesses. We can see that there's some circuitry duplicated for each one of these SCART ports. We can assume this is responsible in some way for connecting one of the inputs to the output, and not really involved with our power problem, so we can safely ignore that. This leaves us with just a handful of other chips to assess. From my experience, I can guess what a lot of these components are, and while that's useful, you don't really need to know it to figure out what the problem is here. If we give the board a quick sniff test, that chip right there smells like burning. Electronics shouldn't smell like burning. Looking up this part number, we find that it's a voltage regulator. Its job is to take the 12 volts from the power supply and turn it into the 5 volts that chips crave. And checking the regulator's output, we get 1 volt. That's not right. And it's burning hot. That's a dead chip. Let's replace it. Now I'm sure you could do this with a standard soldering iron, but I have a hot air station, so I'm going to use that. Now before I go and order a new regulator, I want to try to bodge together a solution with what I have on hand to make sure that this is the only problem. I've got a less precise 5 volt regulator in the wrong package, but we'll make it work. Alright, let's see if it works. Hey, we got lights. I think it's working. The regulator is uncomfortably warm, but not burning hot. I think that fixed it. You know what? I think I found the root cause of this failure. This Hydra was sold to me with a cheap variable voltage power supply set to 12 volts, when the Hydra's creator recommends a 9 volt supply. This means that for years, this regulator has been working way harder than it needs to. It's no wonder it burned out. For cleanup, we'll use some IPA.
Yeah, boy.
And just to make sure this doesn't happen again, we'll attach the world's most adorable heatsink. Let's go see if it actually works. And just like that, we saved my Hydra. Now I can finally play all of my legally acquired video game backups. If you like this sort of thing, then come join my Discord server, or just tell me what you think in the comments. And while you're at it, check out some of my other videos, like the time I ran x86 Linux on an NES. Thanks for watching. The things I'll do for a fucking joke. Oh, that's vile. Unsubscribe if you like IPAs.